Hey guys, Kevin Muldoon here. In this video, what I'm going to do is review a service called RBLTracker. This is a blacklist monitoring website and you can see it at RBLTracker.com. Now I apologise for the way I look and for the way I sound. I've got really bad allergies at this time of year and up until 3 o'clock in the day, I'm normally a little bit of a zombie. I've got red eyes and my nose is all blocked. So that is why I sound a little bit funny compared to how I normally sound. So just want to show you this service. I'll just quickly talk about the features and what this service offers, and then I'll show you the back end and show the user interface. If we jump to the features page here, you can see all the different services that it offers. Blacklist monitoring, URL blacklist, safe browsing, and social media. Now, blacklist monitoring is something that every website owner should be doing. Now, what it refers to is this. All the big email services, such as Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, that kind of thing, they use blacklists. And basically, if there's an email address or an IP address that has been determined as being unsafe, has been a source of malicious emails or as spam, then the email will not be delivered to the recipient. So, as a website owner, I think a lot of website owners don't think that this concerns them, or they only think this concerns them if they send out newsletters. Because obviously if you're sending a newsletter, if your emails aren't being delivered, it's going to affect your delivery rate. Well, it is true that if you're sending newsletters from your own website or from your own server, this is a big problem. But this does affect most website owners, I would say, and pretty much all of them. Now, if you're got a website, most website platforms have some sort of system built in for notifying, readers or customers and that kind of thing. Here's an example that I've got. On my blog, kevinmuldoon.com, someone leaves a comment. I could send a notification to other commenters and say someone else has left a comment. For that to happen, I need to send an email from my website, and then that email address has to be received, and then they'll see a link. They can click on it. They can return to my blog and see the new comment. The same thing happens with my forum. If someone leaves a new forum post to a thread, and perhaps they've opted to subscribe to that thread, when someone else leaves a new post, the forum will send an email and say, there's been a new post, please check it out. If my IP address or my email addresses have been marked as spam, then those emails won't be delivered. Now, you can set up third-party email services to do this kind of thing, but despite that, you really don't want your website or your email addresses or your server's IP address to be marked in any of these blacklists. It's not good for business. It's very easily done. It happened to me in the past. What happened to me in the past was I had an older WordPress website. I hadn't updated, for the last 3 or 4 updates. Someone had uploaded a script using, I think, a security hole in one of the plugins that I had installed. And that's what happens if you've got a plugin that hadn't been updated. What happened was they uploaded a script to a folder, and they used it to send spam from my server. So my server was being used to send spam to thousands of people. That's why my server was marked as unsafe. The risk of that happening is actually very, very high if you're on a shared host, because you'll be sharing the same IP address and the same shared environment with hundreds or possibly even thousands of other websites. So the chance of someone not updating their website, not being secure, the chance of the website being hacked or, being infiltrated and having a script uploaded is very, very high. And when that happens, spam gets sent from your server, and then your server, your website, your email address will be marked as unsafe. It's very, very easy to happen. And even if you're very proactive with your website security, with backups, with, protection, with all the, DDoS protection, things like that, it can still happen. So it's something you need to take seriously. URL blacklist monitoring, this refers more to domain names and website names. See a URIBL, that stands for Uniform Resource Identifier Blacklist. And again, that's just domain names and website URLs. So if your website name has been referred to as spamming, phishing, spreading of viruses, then that's your name's going to be on these lists. And a lot of different services use these lists to ensure that, the browsing experience is safe for the visitors. And this is an example of it here. this safe browsing database by Google and Yandex, and there's different ones available with browsers, Chrome, Safari, Firefox, etc. And what they do is they collect a database and they mark a lot of websites as unsafe. So say, for example, someone, uploaded a malicious script. It's very easily done. It doesn't have to, all they need is one file to be uploaded. If that was on your website may be marked as unsafe. So when someone comes from a search engine such as Google, or perhaps even just through Google Chrome or Firefox, then all they need is like one script to be uploaded, and they will put a warning to visitors. They will say, do not visit this website, it is unsafe, do not visit it. You will start losing traffic and you will then start losing money. So that is something that you need to watch out for. Now, social media monitoring is something that very few other services offer. Most blacklist monitoring services, they offer the email monitoring, the website monitoring. I've noticed one or two offer this safe browsing thing, but I've not seen any that offer this social media monitoring. This is the first time I've seen it offered by any service, so this is unique. So far that I've seen. And it's using something called the Facebook Threat Exchange, used by Facebook, Tumblr, Pinterest, Yahoo, and Dropbox. And if your website has been marked as unsafe across any of these platforms, then your social media presence can be affected. And social media is very important now. So if your website is being marked as unsafe, you might see, a reduction of traffic and all these other things through social media. So that's something you need to be careful of. The multi-channel notifications are just referring to the different ways that you can be alerted. So when RBLTracker finds out that you're on one of these blacklists, when they find out, hey, this party over here, they say your website's unsafe, they will let you know. And they can let you know via email, Twitter, SMS, which is text messages, push over notifications, and there's integrations with all these third-party services, PagerDuty, HipChat, Slack. These are all different things, services they can use to be notified. And for developers, there's API, and there's other services, Nagios and Zabbix. I think there's a few other services as well that are listed here. Now, I'll talk about pricing in a bit. What I want to do just now is take you through to the back end. So this is the overview page. Now, if you look at the top of the page, there's 5, or 6, I suppose, if you count the logout button, but there's 5 main menus here, 5 categories, and there's different pages in each one. I want to take you through all of these and just show you how easy this system works. It's very, very simple. Now here, as I said, I'll talk about price later, but just here you can see the balance remaining. This is a test account, but it's just showing you that in this account you've got about $25 left. What I want to do say before I move on though is that you can sign up for RBLTracker free of charge. There is a free plan available, so you can use this service free. When you pay, you're paying to get checks more frequently. So here we've got hosts in good standing. And when they talk about hosts, they're really referring to, can refer to a number of different things. Can refer to an IP address, a website address, that kind of thing. See down here that one of the websites has failed, and if you click on it, you will see more information about why it's failed. So imagine the situation, you log into your account, you're tracking a few different hosts, and then you see that one's failed. You're like, oh no, what's happened? You click on this, and you find that your website has been listed on 3 different places. The Threat Exchange here, Zendesk Threat Exchange, and there's links here to Barracuda Central and Spamhaus. So what you would do is you would log on to those websites and find out what's going on. Now, the different blacklist monitoring services such as Spamhaus, etc., these are all used by big companies and big email services. They're basically saying to you, right, your website is listed here, we thought it was unsafe. And most of them, what they'll say is, fix it, remove the threat, make sure everything's working okay, and then tell us that you've removed the threat, and then we will test it again. Might be a few days, might be a little bit longer. Some of them are quite quick, actually, just a few hours. But you need to get your website safe, or your server safe, and then you submit your website again, and hopefully you're going to be taken off the list, and your website will be marked as safe again. The listings page just shows you all of your hosts, and you've got the check history here. Now, the check history shows for the last 3 months. You can see here. And you can see the details of each report here. Now, just go back to the overview page now. It's one thing I forgot to say. It's down here. You can see the last time it was checked and how long you've been tracking the host for. That's something that you also see on the listings page. And there's the check history. Now, the check history I think is very, very useful because you imagine you've got a host, right? You've got a host and you're tracking it all the time. You then get an email that something has went wrong. Now, what you do is you would go back here. You could go back and then you could find out when it was deemed unsafe. Now, here, this has been unsafe for a while. You can see there's 4 or 5 websites, 4 or 5 different services listed there. But imagine these were all green. These were all marked as safe. Like this, it was not listed. And then all of a sudden you noticed it was listed. You could pinpoint the exact hour that your website was marked as unsafe. So that's going to really help you when you're investigating what's wrong. You can then look at the service and then you can see, you know, okay, it was fine at 11 in the morning, but at 11:45 it wasn't. Perhaps that's when my website was hacked. So that's something that I think a lot of you will find useful. Here on the manage area and manage hosts. So this is where you add new hosts. And hosts can be defined as an IP address, a domain name, or an IP range. So you can, you know, specify a range of IP addresses and monitor those. You can bulk import via CSV if you prefer. And I'll talk in a while. I'll go to that soon about the RBL profiles and contact groups. But any host can be assigned to those. Down here, you've got the 2 hosts that we're tracking. One is marked as being good. One is marked as failed because, you know, it's failed in one of the against one of the blacklists. You can delete it at any time. You can pause it and resume. And if you click on report, you can see the last 14 days of results. And again, this is just another way for you to track the results of each individual host. Down here, we've got the contacts area. Now, contacts, it makes you think that this is about, you know, like an inbox, like an email thing, but it's really about the way that you're being notified. You can set up a lot of different notification alert systems. You can see here, contact type, you've got Twitter, SMS, pushover, PagerDuty, Slack, and HipChat. So essentially, you will add here all the different ways you want to be notified. So email address is a common one, but say for example you also want to get a text message, you would set that up, you would enter your mobile number, you would say when you want to be alerted, and you can assign it to a contact group. And you can set up different contacts for each host. So whenever something goes wrong, you can set up a contact and then you can be notified in that way, you know, via a mobile number, via Twitter account. You know, you'll get a tweet saying, hey, your website has been marked as spam, that kind of thing. Now here, you can associate different contacts with different hosts and things like that. Contact groups, I think, is something's a great feature. So for example, say I created an email notification alert, a Twitter alert, and an SM alert for Kev Muldoon. I can mark those all under the kevmuldoon.com group. Then I could do the same for Rise forums. Or alternatively, I can mark all the email notification alerts under an email group. You know, I can really just categorize things any way that I want. The RBL profiles kind of works in the same way as far as categorizing what you want. Now, I'll just show you here. You can see here it's tracking 91 blacklists. What this does is this lets you choose which services are being tracked. So say I want to monitor a new website. Well, in fact, just say I want to monitor something like google.com, amazon.com. I can specify which services I want to check it against. And whether, you know, if I want, I can just remove safe browsing if I don't need to check those. And then I save the changes. And then whenever I set up a new host, I can assign a specific host to that profile. Now, if you go back here, you can remember I said about this. So say, for example, you know, you could add like kevinmuldoon.com. In fact, that's wrong. You want it there. what I could do is I'll set this up for my domain name, and then here I can assign it to the special profile. So this will determine which services I'm going to track it against, and then I can assign it to a certain group as well. And down here you have custom RBLs. So this allows you to specify a blacklist or a domain name, and you can set up your own custom one. So there's over 60 blacklist monitoring services, another 31 services that check against domain names. And if there's any that are not listed there, you can add your own one, either a custom one or perhaps a premium service that you've paid for, and you can track it through RBLTracker. So essentially what this area allows you to do is extend the functionality of the service. So that's quite useful. Here we have the manual check. Now, the way that the system is set up, I apologise again, I'm wiping my nose here. It keeps running, very annoying. What we can do here is we can check at any time. So I've not really talked about pricing yet, but I'll just show here. You can see that all these, the plans are all at specified intervals, 12-hour intervals. If you do a manual check, you can do this in addition to those. If you had chosen this plan, you can also do a manual check, and it will cost you .5 per check, and you can just do it any time. So say, for example, you've got a plan and it checks every 12 hours, but you go, oh, there's something not right. I think, I'm worried something's not right. You can do a check immediately, and you can see here, look, the website, the server is being checked against all these different services. So that's really good. Very, very useful. There's also a DNS report. It's not something I think is really necessary, but I suppose it's a nice little feature. You can add it as an RBL there. It's a blacklist monitor. That's the kind of thing that's normally associated with domain name tools, but I'm sure some people will find that useful. And here where I've got the account area, you can change your password, set your time zone, etc. They also have here, in fact, I'll take this. I think it's called Get Clef address. Yeah, Clef is a two-factor authentication system. So what it will help you do is do a two-factor authentication with a mobile device. So it really makes logging into RBLTracker much safer. You can deactivate your account at the bottom there as well. Here you've got your address, and here you can check the frequency to check, from hourly and up to 48 hours. Now we've got accounts here as well. Now this is more about how you manage your account. If you're a company, you're going to find this useful. The administrator has access to everything. The billing manager will only be for the billing area and for the account details. And the developer will be for all the developer area, all the developer details there. So you can set up a new account. If you've got another admin, you can set them up here. You can set their time zone. You can set up, someone from the payroll department, that kind of thing. And here we've got API access. There's a token. There's documentation there for developers. And then there's callback request. You can set the callback URL. So here's the billing area. You can set up auto recharge. You can do a one-time payment by credit card or by PayPal to top up your account. See your balance here. You can see your previous invoices, and if you click on it, you'll see the kind of invoice that you'll get. So here is where you add credit cards. Straightforward. It's worth noting they don't actually store your credit card information. They use Stripe. Stripe is very, very popular payment service. It's very well regarded. And finally, what we have here is the cost calculator. And you can work out how much you'll cost if you do it on a pay-as-you-go basis. I'll just jump back just now to the pricing. Now, you can see there's 4 plans here, 3 premium ones and 1 free plan. So, on this, the free plan is something I would recommend you all use the free plan first. Use it for a few days and just get used to the service. See how you like it. See if you like the reports. See if you like the way that the system works. You know, whenever there's a premium service and they offer you a free plan, or, you know, it's a premium plugin or product and there's a way to try it for free, or like a trial, always recommend doing that before you jump in and pay. You know, it's good to test this, the service first. The free plan allows you to check one host, again, 60 blacklists. It's got support RBL, again, that's about domain name and website blacklists, email and Twitter notifications, and 2-factor authentication. The pro plan is $8 per month. This allows you to check up to 20 hosts on a daily basis, and it gets all these extra features. You've got all the pushover, PagerDuty integration. All these different things will help you get different notifications. You've got, what else here? Custom lists, RBL lists, custom blacklists, safe browsing checks, API access, etc. Jumping up to enterprise, you get 50 hosts on a 12-hour check interval, and adds SMS notifications, bulk host uploads, sub accounts, and social media monitoring. Now, at the end, you've got the ultimate plan, and depending on your situation, I would say this is the best setup for, I would say, most website owners. Gives you all the features of the enterprise plan, but you've got down here is the custom check frequency. And that is the key thing here. That is really, you know, will determine how much your monthly price will be. Now, if we jump back to the cost calculator, say you've got one website. So say I'm going to check my blog. You know, at 48 hours, you know, it's going to be half a cent per check. Now, if I check every 2 days, it's going to be very, very little money. It would be, in fact, 0.005 every 48 hours. It would cost me 7.5 cents per month. Now, obviously, the price will go up the more you check your website. So this is just an approximation. Actually, it's based on a 30-day month, but it says $4 there. But I believe if you check the one website on an hourly basis on a month, it should be about $3.60, I believe. Now, you can see here that this is just a quick check to see how much it will cost. But if you check one website, you know, on an hourly basis, you're seeing $3.60 per month. But it really depends on how many hosts that you're monitoring, how many websites you need to check. The good thing about this is that you could set up some websites to be checked quite frequently and others not so much. So, for example, I could check my blog. That's my most important thing, so I'm going to check that hourly. But, you know, if I was going to have a second website, maybe my second website, you know, it would only be every 6 hours. You know, maybe that's less important. And then you can kind of just use this and work out yourself how much it would cost on a monthly basis. One thing to note, though, is, you know, I think the majority of us, we keep most of our same websites on, you know, most of our websites on the same server. So if you monitor the IP address of your server, then you're going to check all of your websites. You know, if one of your websites has been marked as spam, that server has been marked as, you know, malicious or something like that, and added to a blacklist, then all of your websites are affected. So you're not, you know, even if you own 10 websites, if they're all hosted on the one server, then you only have to monitor one host. So don't think that you got a lot of websites that you're going to have to, you know, add it to, like, say 30 on an hourly basis. You know, that's going to be a lot of money. That's not what you need to do. You know, you only have to monitor the actual hosts. I do think that is the best. Perhaps some of you might prefer just, you know, just the plan, just the ease of just doing it for the plan. But I think the ultimate plan is flexible. Is perhaps a little bit better. You just have to make sure your account is filled. And as you saw there, you can auto recharge it anyway, so that, you know, once your billing has been down, once your balance has been down, you can just top it up with your credit card, or if you can just make payments through PayPal. All in all, though, I've been quite impressed with it. I think it does exactly what it set out to do. You know, this is something that's very, very important. I think the longer you've been in this game, the longer you've been working online, the more serious you take things like this, the more serious you take backups, website security, your reputation, things like that. These are all really, really important to your business. At the end of the day, if your website is marked as malicious or as a source of spam, then you're going to lose money one way or another. You're going to lose traffic, you're going to lose visitors, you're going to lose customers. You need to look after your reputation, and services such as RBLTracker really help you do that. Again, my advice is to sign up for the free account, test it out. You've got, you don't have to enter your credit card details or anything. You just sign up for an account free of charge, and then, you can track one website. You'll get checks every 2 days. Check it out, try it for a week, see how you think about it, and then if you like the service, perhaps try the ultimate plan, set up your own frequency. It might only cost you $4 a month or $3.60 per month to check one host on an hourly basis. Or maybe you want to check, 20 hosts, 50 hosts. You might find it better to just choose a monthly plan. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough with the RBLTracker service. And again, you can visit them at RBLTracker.com. Thanks to RBLTracker for sending me this test account to try this service out. I actually added their service to my Webmaster Resources directory a month ago, and I was quite keen to take a closer look. I've not used it yet. I've signed up for a free account to test it on my KevinMuldoon.com, but because I only signed up to it yesterday, I don't have enough reports. That's why I've been using this test account, because I signed up to it the other day, and I don't have many checks. So I thought it'd be better to do a test account to show you something a little bit more information on it. Plus, it means I'm not showing you my IP address and things like that as well. But yeah, I digress. Please do check it out. RBLTracker looks like I think it looks like a great service. Very, very affordable in my eyes. You're only going to be a few dollars a month if you do hourly checks for the host, and you can start off with the free plan. These kind of things can cost you money, guys. So don't take it lightly. Your reputation online, on social media, on email, on your website, is very, very important. Don't take it for granted. Thanks for watching, guys. If you get any questions about this service, please do leave a comment below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Till next time, thanks for watching.